I'm Anna, and as Director of Education at Sales, I just wanted to offer some background about the work that we do with our online and in-person alternative provision. So, SAILS stands for Supporting Achievement and Inclusion for Life. So, personally, I bring over 20 years of experience working with young people, families, and support agencies to create meaningful educational pathways, especially for those who haven't thrived in traditional settings. My background as a vice principal at Senko has given me a deep understanding of the challenges faced by learners with SEND. And I've spent my career essentially building systems that try to respond to those needs with compassion and precision. I'm so proud to lead a team now of incredible educators and psychologists who share this commitment and vision. Our staff are not only qualified in their respective fields, holding teaching certifications, specialist SEND training, psychology credentials, but they also have world experience of supporting young learners with complex needs, trauma histories, and neurodivergent profiles. So, with our vast array of experience and expertise, we understand how important it is to offer a real voice to our young people and to give them autonomy over their learning journey. So, together, we design and deliver education that is inclusive, responsive, and grounded in evidence based practice. We work I can't even say it, collaboratively with families and professionals to ensure that every learner feels really seen, supported, and simply empowered to succeed. So, at Sales Education, our student led learning model is underpinned by a blend of nationally recognised curriculum frameworks and psychologically informed educational planning. So, these include NCFE functional skills, English and maths, AQA unit awards, ASDAN personal effectiveness awards. And these frameworks really are chosen not just for their academic credibility, but actually for their flexibility, their accessibility, and their relevance to real life skills, which are just so essential for learners who have become disengaged from traditional schooling. So many of the young people we support have experienced significant challenges within mainstream education. These may include unmet special educational needs, mental health difficulties, trauma, adverse childhood experiences, social exclusion or persistent absence, and traditional school environments often lack the adaptability and emotional safety that these learners require. So, as a result, they end up feeling misunderstood, unsupported, or just simply overwhelmed. And that can then lead to disengagement and a loss of confidence in their ability to succeed. So, our curriculum is designed to be personalised. So, through our path plan, so planning alternative tomorrows with hope, this integrates psychological insights, but also most fundamentally the learner voice. We're flexible, so we allow students to progress at their own pace, choose courses that reflect their interests and their strengths. And we're developmental, so we focus not only on academic achievement, but also on personal growth, life skills, and emotional well-being. So we use psychometric assessments and regular in-person coaching to ensure that each learner's educational journey is informed, supportive, and responsive to their evolving needs. So our student-led model is not a departure from quality education, it's a reimagining of it, tailored for those whom the system has failed. By combining accredited qualifications with therapeutic and developmental support, we help learners rediscover their potential and move forward with hope and purpose. So the qualifications we offer, NCFE functional skills, AQA unit awards, and ASDAN personal effectiveness, they are all formally recognised and externally moderated. And these frameworks are chosen specifically because they provide credible, nationally recognised pathways for achievement, whilst also allowing the flexibility and personalisation that our learners so desperately need. So each awarding body ensures that standards are maintained through external verification, meaning that the qualifications our students are earning are valid, transferable, and respected across all educational and employment settings. So many of the young people we work with have faced significant barriers in mainstream education, as we said, whether due to unmet special educational needs, mental health challenges, systemic exclusions. And for these learners, traditional qualifications may have always felt kind of out of reach or irrelevant. So, by offering accredited yet adaptable qualifications, we help to start rebuild that confidence and that sense of purpose. So, the frameworks allow us to meet learners where they are, academically and emotionally, recognise progress in small, meaningful steps, and support EHCP outcomes with evidence based achievements. So our curriculum is not a compromise, it is strategic and compassionate response to the reality that mainstream systems haven't met these learners' needs. And through recognised qualifications and a psychology informed approach, we provide a pathway back into the learning that is both valid and valuable. So we ensure that our curriculum coverage aligns with national standards and EHCP outcomes through a carefully structured, I guess, multi-layered approach that blends educational rigour with individualised planning. So our core academic offer is built around these nationally accredited qualifications, so the NCFE functional skills, AQA unit awards, ASDAN personal effectiveness, and these qualifications are mapped directly to national curriculum expectations and progression pathways. So they are externally moderated and quality assured, ensuring that our learners are working towards outcomes that are both recognised and relevant. Um, each learner receives a personalised path plan, Planning Alternative Tomorrows with Hope, which is co-developed with input from the learner and their family, referring professionals and our team of psychologists and educators. And this plan explicitly links learning activities and development goals to the individual's EHCP targets, ensuring that every aspect of their education is purposeful and measurable. We provide termly reports that detail progress against EHCP outcomes, and we attend annual reviews to contribute meaningfully to the learner's wider support plan. Many of our learners have experienced repeated breakdowns in mainstream education, often due to rigid systems that just can't accommodate their needs. Our model is designed to rebuild trust, restore engagement, and deliver meaningful progress academically, socially, and emotionally. So, by combining nationally recognised qualifications with psychology informed planning, we ensure that learners are not only meeting standards, but doing so in a way that reflects their individual strengths, needs, and aspirations. So the path plan is tailored to individual learners, and we can absolutely provide examples of how that is done. So at Sales Education, the path planning process is a cornerstone of our personalised approach. It's a person-centred planning tool which is designed to help learners visualise their future and build a structured and achievable roadmap to get there. So how this works is the path process is especially effective for learners who've struggled in traditional educational settings. So it integrates strengths and interests, support networks, long-term aspirations, and short-term manageable goals. And it encourages active participation, helping the learners take hold and take ownership of their journey, whilst identifying the people and the resources that they need to be successful. So we have one young person with a passion for music and aspirations to become a rapper and a producer, and his path plan reflects his personal goals, his learning needs, and the support requirements across different timeframes. So, for example, 5 to 10 years in the future, he'd love to be living independently in America, pursuing a music career and aiming for fame. 1 to 5 years in the future, building financial literacy and industry knowledge, developing independent living skills, performing music and releasing content. 6 to 12 months from now, visiting studios, writing and recording music, learning about contracts, learning about royalties, practicing daily, budgeting, exploring performance opportunities, and right down to 1 to 3 months from now, where we're starting music tuition and visiting music shops and going to studios and developing emotional regulation strategies using music. And so this whole process provides our student plans, which include one-to-one support for functional literacy and numeracy with a music focus, instrumental tuition, industry mentoring, health and well-being planning, and opportunities to collaborate with other musicians. He identified the people who can support him: music teachers, mentors, health professionals, families, peers, and outlined clear steps to begin his journey. So this path plan, it's not just a document, it is a living collaborative tool that empowers the learners, like our example, to move forward with clarity and confidence and a sense of purpose. It ensures that every educational experience is meaningful, motivating, and aligned with the HCP outcomes, while recognising this unique journey that every learner is upon. So, psychometric assessments are a vital part of our personalised approach to education. So at Sales, we use these tools not simply to measure ability, but to understand the whole learner, their cognitive profile, their emotional needs, their learning preferences, and what the potential barriers to engagement have been historically. So each learner undergoes a series of psychometric assessments ranging from cognitive ability tests to emotional and behavioural profiling. And these assessments help us identify strengths, areas of need across literacy, numeracy, memory, processing speed, executive function. It helps us understand how a learner responds to stress, manages emotions, interacts socially, and it can pinpoint specific challenges such as attention difficulties, language processing issues, or sensory sensitivities. So that data is then used to shape a bespoke teaching strategy, which may include adjusting the pace and format of instruction. It might be incorporating multisensory learning techniques or providing additional scaffolding or visual supports. It may just be tailoring content to align with the learner's interests and motivations. And this is hugely important because many of our learners have disengaged from mainstream education because their needs were either misunderstood or simply unmet. So, psychometric assessments allow us to see beyond the behaviours and understand the underlying causes of disengagement. And this insight enables us to create a learning environment that is safe and responsive and ultimately empowering. So, the psychometric assessments aren't just diagnostic, they're transformative. They allow us to build a clear, compassionate picture of each of our learners and to design teaching strategies that are grounded in evidence, aligned with the HCP outcomes, and tailored to that individual's journey. So, the development review of each student's path plan is a collaborative, person centered process, and it's designed to ensure that every learner and their educational journey is meaningful and motivating and aligned with their long term aspirations and EHCP outcomes. So, it's a step by step process. So, we have the initial engagement and assessment where we begin by meeting with the learner, their family, key professionals to help us understand, their background interests and their current challenges. So this will include our psychometric assessments, a review of the learner's EHCP, and any previous educational reports, and also just informal conversations to explore personal goals, passions, and preferred ways of learning. We would then have our path planning session. So, using the path framework, we facilitate a structured planning session that helps the learner to kind of visualize their future essentially from 5 to 10 years ahead down to the next few months. And it just breaks down aspirations into manageable milestones, identifying the support systems that can help them to succeed, and just taking ownership of their journey by setting them realistic and motivating goals. This session is highly interactive and often includes visual mapping, creative discussions, and maybe some reflective exercises. And then, based upon that path plan, we start to design a bespoke curriculum, and that integrates our accredited qualifications, our NCFE functional skills, could be unit awards, could be the personal effectiveness. We then develop personal development goals, so confidence building, independent living skills, and support strategies tailored to the learner's emotional, social, and academic needs. And then the path plan is a living document. We review it regularly, whether that's through weekly updates on attendance and engagement, termly reports, and annual review contributions. Learners are encouraged to reflect on their own growth and update their goals as their confidence and aspirations evolve. And this can happen as frequently as they need it to be. It could be daily, it could be weekly, it could be monthly, it could be 6 monthly. It depends on the individual, but it is very much led by them. So the path plan, it's more than a planning tool. It is a transformational process that puts the learner at the centre of their education. It allows us to build a curriculum that is responsive, relevant, and rooted in hope, especially for those who have felt let down by traditional systems. So, safeguarding is hugely important to sales education. So, at Sales, we monitor safeguarding attendance and welfare support, and they are central to our provision. We work with learners who have often experienced vulnerability or exclusion, so our systems are designed to be robust and responsive and person centred. So, we follow strict safeguarding protocols that reflect both statutory guidance and best practice for alternative provisions. All of our staff are DBS checked and receive regular safeguarding training, including online safety and trauma informed practice. Online sessions are delivered via secure platforms with controlled access, and all interactions are logged and monitored using LearnTrek. In person coaching and check ins are conducted in safe, pre agreed environments with clear boundaries and risk assessments in place. We maintain a designated safeguarding lead and deputy DSL who oversee all safeguarding concerns. and liaise with local safeguarding partners. And we encourage learners to speak openly about their experiences and provide regular opportunities for wellbeing check-ins. Attendance is tracked daily across all online and in-person sessions on LearnTrek, and our system includes weekly updates to the local authority on attendance and engagement, immediate alerts for unexplained absences or patterns of concern, and termly reports that link in attendance to EHCP outcomes and progress. We understand that attendance in alternative provisions can be incredibly complex, so we work really closely with families and professionals to ensure that barriers are addressed proactively. We obviously have clear escalation pathways for any concerns related to disengagement, wellbeing, or safeguarding. So there's an initial observation by educators or coaches, and that will be logged and discussed with the internal team. Concerns can then be escalated to the DSL and shared with Learners Support Network, which would include obviously parents, carers, and commissioning authority. Where appropriate, we would initiate multi-agency meetings to coordinate support and intervention, and if necessary, referrals are made to external services such as CAM, social care, or educational psychologists. So our approach is always supportive and collaborative, aiming to re-engage the learner through understanding, not through punishment. Our safeguarding and welfare systems are designed to protect and support and empower learners, especially those who have felt unsafe or unsupported in previous settings. So by combining secure systems, transparent reporting and compassionate practice, we ensure that every learner is seen and heard and cared for. So at Sales Education, we believe that the quality of our provision is directly linked to the expertise and compassion of our team. Many of our learners have incredibly complex needs and they face significant challenges in mainstream education. So it is absolutely essential that those supporting them are not only qualified to do so, but also experienced in working with vulnerable and neurodivergent young people. So to find more about our educators and psychologists and outline their qualifications and background, you can please visit our website, the All About Us section. And at Sales Education, we take great care to ensure that all assessments are conducted by appropriately qualified professionals who understand the complex needs of our learners. These assessments are not just diagnostic, they are a key part of how we personalise teaching and support. So all our psychometric assessments are overseen by either qualified psychologists or educators trained to level 7 with British Psychological Society membership. So this ensures that the assessments are conducted ethically, interpreted accurately, and used to meaningfully inform our teaching strategies. So these professionals are skilled in identifying cognitive strengths, learning profiles, and potential barriers to engagement, allowing us to tailor our educational approach with precision and care. So for learners who require a deeper understanding of emotional, behavioural or developmental needs, we can offer in-depth observational reports, and these are conducted exclusively by registered psychologists who bring clinical insight and obviously therapeutic expertise to the process. These reports are particularly valuable for learners with complex presentations, and they often contribute directly to EHCP reviews, multi-agency planning, and other long-term support strategies. So by ensuring that all assessments are carried out by qualified professionals, we maintain the highest standards of practice. This allows us to build a clear and compassionate picture of each learner and to design educational experiences that are safe, effective, and aligned with their individual needs. So yes, our staff are trained in both trauma-informed practice and SEND-specific approaches, and we consider this training essential to the success of our provision. Many of the learners we support have experienced significant adversity, whether through unmet needs, exclusion, personal trauma. So to respond effectively, our team must do more than teach. They must understand, they must empathise, and they have to be adaptable. And that's why we ensure all educators and support staff are equipped with the knowledge and skills to work safely and compassionately with our vulnerable young people. We are also deeply committed to ongoing professional development. Our team regularly engages with evidence-based research in trauma, neurodiversity and inclusive education. Workshops and CPD focused on emerging best practices and reflective supervision and peer learning, so ensuring continuous growth and accountability. This ensures that our practice remains current, effective, and grounded in the latest understandings of how to support learners with complex needs. Trauma informed and SEND specific training is not an add on, it is a core part of who we are. It enables us to meet each learner with empathy, with skill, and a belief in their potential, no matter their starting point. At Sales Education, we understand that for many of our learners, online learning alone isn't enough. Building trust, fostering connection, and supporting well-being require real human interaction, especially for young people who have felt isolated or let down by previous educational experiences. And this is why each of our packages includes a really carefully structured balance of face-to-face engagement tailored to the learner's needs and level of support. So our package 1 includes 1 hour a month of in-person coaching. Package 2 offers 1 hour a week of face-to-face support, and Package 3 provides 90 minutes a week of in-person engagement. And these sessions are designed to strengthen relationships between learners and trusted adults, support emotional well-being through regular check-ins, and reinforce learning by connecting online content to real-world experiences. And ultimately, it helps learners feel part of a community even within a remote model. So our hybrid model isn't just about delivering content, it's about rebuilding connection, restoring confidence, and I guess ensuring that every learner feels seen and supported. By combining flexible online learning with meaningful face-to-face engagement, we hope to create a learning experience that is both accessible and relational. At Sales Education, we recognise that every learner is unique, and so is their educational journey. While each of our packages offers a structured weekly timetable, we're always keen to work with commissioners to create bespoke solutions that reflect the needs, interests, and aspirations of children and young people within their local authority. So, a typical weekly structure by package. Package 1, so learners would engage in 5 to 15 hours of online learning per week, delivered in small groups of up to 6. This might include access to functional skills English, maths, personal development activities, or project based learning. They also receive 1 hour of in person coaching each month to support wellbeing and engagement. Package 2, learners receive 5 to 15 hours of online learning per week in smaller groups of up to 3 with a more tailored curriculum. This is complemented by 1 hour of face to face support each week, helping just to build trust, reinforce learning, and ensure emotional well-being. In package 3, learners benefit from 5 to 15 hours of one-to-one online learning per week, offering a highly personalised experience. They also receive 90 minutes of in-person engagement weekly, and this supports a deeper connection, therapeutic rapport, and consistent well-being monitoring. We are proud to be an exam centre supporting learners to achieve NCFE accredited functional skills qualifications in English and maths, but we also believe education should be enriching, not just exam focused. That's why we offer project-based learning, so linking to real world interests, life skills development, including budgeting, cooking, independent living, and AQA unit awards, ASDAN personal effectiveness, just to recognise progress in personal growth. So a typical week at Sales is structured, supportive, and flexible, designed to meet learners where they are and help them to move forward with confidence. So whether through academic achievement or personal development, we aim to create a learning experience that is meaningful, motivating, and built around the individual. At Sales Education, we understand that online learning can be a challenge for some, particularly those with additional needs, anxiety, or past experiences of educational trauma. That's why we take a psychology informed approach to both curriculum design and to learner support, ensuring that every child, every student receives the right balance of structure, flexibility, and emotional safety. So, our provision is underpinned by the use of psychometric assessments overseen by qualified psychologists. These assessments help us to understand each learner's cognitive profile, emotional needs, and preferred learning styles. So, for learners requiring deeper insights, we also offer observational reports conducted by registered psychologists, which inform both teaching strategies and wider support planning. So, the psychological insight allows us to tailor our approach to each learner, especially those who may struggle with the online format. We use this information to create a learning environment that is predictable, supportive, and responsive to individual needs. So, when a learner is finding online learning difficult, we work closely with families and carers, any involved agencies or professionals, and the commissioning local authority. We maintain regular contact and communication with the local authority and provide updates on engagement, well-being, and progress. And if needed, we'll recommend adjustments to the learner's package, such as increasing the frequency or duration of in-person coaching sessions, perhaps introducing more project-based or practical learning activities, providing additional emotional support or mentoring. These are changes designed to help the learner transition gradually, build trust with adults, and feel part of a supportive community, all of which are absolutely essential for sustained engagement and well-being. So, by combining psychological insights with flexible, person centered support, we ensure that learners who are struggling with online formats aren't left behind. Our goal is to meet each learner where they are and to help them move forward with confidence and with connection and with a sense of purpose. At Sales Education, we believe that progress should be measured in ways that reflect the whole learner, not just academic achievement, but also personal growth, emotional well-being, life readiness. Many of our learners have had disrupted educational journeys, so we focus on recognizing and celebrating progress in meaningful and achievable steps. We are an approved exam centre, which allows us to support learners in achieving NCFE accredited functional skills qualifications in English and maths. Academic progress is tracked through regular formative assessments embedded in online learning, tutor feedback, learner self-reflection, obviously our qualification milestones, including AQA unit awards and ASDAN personal effectiveness. So these qualifications are all externally moderated, mapped to national standards, ensuring that learners are working towards recognised outcomes. Progress in personal development is measured through project-based learning, where learners apply skills in real-world contexts, life skills portfolios, including budgeting, cooking, planning, self-care, emotional and social development goals tracked through coaching sessions and path plan reviews. We also use psychometric assessments and observational reports to understand and monitor emotional regulation, resilience, and interpersonal growth. We provide weekly updates to the local authority on attendance and engagement, termly reports linked directly to EHCP outcomes, and contributions to annual reviews where required, including progress summaries and recommendations. These reports are designed to be clear, evidence-based, and reflective of each learner's journey, academically, personally, and socially. So, progress at Sales is not just about passing exams, it's about building confidence, developing independence, and preparing for a life beyond education. By combining accredited qualifications with personal development and life skills, we aim to ensure that each learner moves forward with purpose and pride. As a new and growing provision, our outcomes are still in their early stages, but we're already seeing promising signs of success among our learners. Our approach is designed to support not just academic achievement, but also personal development, independence, and preparation for adulthood. One of our first students, who is now transitioning into adulthood, has made remarkable progress. Initially engaged in daily online learning, he since is participated in 2 supported living experiences designed to build independence and life skills. During the first experience, a 3-night residential stay, he successfully completed a range of AQA unit awards, demonstrating his ability to apply learning in real-world settings. The second experience, a longer week away, included an opportunity to try off-road driving, and this has sparked a new interest and motivation. He's now keen to pursue his driving licence, which will be a significant step towards his greater independence and mobility. This learner's journey reflects the power of combining academic learning with enrichment activities, life skills, personalised support, and it highlights how our provision can evolve with the learner, adapting to their changing needs and their aspirations. So while our data is still developing, our early case studies show that learners are not only engaging with education, they're growing in confidence, exploring new interests, and preparing for a life beyond the classroom. We look forward to building a strong evidence base as more learners progress through the provision. So, at Sales Education, our pricing structure reflects the depth of personalisation, quality of provision, and level of professional expertise we offer to each learner. We understand that commissioners need to see clear value for money, especially when supporting children and young people with complex needs, and we are committed to delivering that value through every aspect of our service. So each package includes a wide range of support services such as psychometric assessments conducted by qualified professionals, personalised path plan aligned with the HCP outcomes, access to accredited qualifications and a student-led curriculum, regular in-person coaching tailored to the learner's needs and weekly and termly reporting to the local authority alongside ongoing liaison with families and professionals. These elements are delivered by a team with extensive qualifications, ensuring that learners receive really high quality evidence based support. Our bespoke packages, for example, our EOTAS package, package 4, are designed in close consultation with commissioners and families, and these packages often involved enhanced in-person support, specialist input from psychologists or therapists, flexible curriculum design based on EHCP goals, additional enrichment activities to support independence and life skills. And because these packages are built around the learner, pricing is determined based on the level of input required, the specialist services involved, and the desired outcomes. We always ensure transparency and collaboration throughout this process. So our pricing reflects a commitment to high impact, personalised education that meets the needs of learners who have often been underserved by traditional systems. We are proud to offer a provision that is not only flexible and therapeutic, but also academically rigorous and outcome focused. At Sales Education, we understand the financial pressures faced by local authorities when commissioning specialist provision. That's why we aim to offer flexible pricing that reflects both the quality of our service and the level of support provided. So, our pricing structure is designed to reward greater engagement and extended learning time. So, for example, in Package 1, the cost per student is £275 for one course, totaling 5 hours per week, £450 for two courses totaling 10 hours per week, or £675 for three courses totaling 15 hours per week. So, this tiered pricing reflects a discounted rate for learners who take on more hours of learning per week, making it more cost effective for commissioners supporting students with broader educational needs. For bespoke packages such as Package 4, our EOTAS package, we're happy to work with commissioners to explore individual funding arrangements based on the learner's needs and the intensity of support required and the outcomes being targeted. So, we are committed to providing high quality, cost effective education that meets the needs of learners and the commissioning authority. Our pricing reflects both the value of our provision and our willingness to work collaboratively to find solutions that work for everybody. At Sales Education, we are committed to supporting each learner's journey in line with their education, health, and care plan. We contribute to annual reviews and EHCP updates by providing detailed termly reports that clearly evidence progress against the learner's individual outcomes. And these reports include academic progress linked to functional skills qualifications, personal development achievements through the AQA Unit Awards and ASDAN personal effectiveness, updates on engagement, attendance, and emotional well-being, reflections from coaching sessions and path plan milestones. So, our team, all of whom have SENCO experience, ensure that these reports are thorough, meaningful, and aligned with statutory expectations. While our written contributions are included as part of the weekly provision, attendance at annual reviews or other formal meetings is charged separately at £100 a meeting, and this allows us to allocate the time and expertise needed to contribute effectively and collaboratively. We see the HCP reviews not just as a requirement, but as an opportunity to reflect on progress, celebrate growth, and plan the next steps. Our contributions are designed to be clear, evidence based, and supportive of each learner's long term goals. At Sales Education, we are committed to maintaining the highest standards of quality and accountability across all aspects of our provision. While we are a relatively new service, we've already undergone several layers of external and internal quality assurance to ensure that our work both meets national expectations and the needs of our learners. We have successfully passed the quality assurance processes required by our qualification awarding bodies, including NCFE and AQA. These bodies conduct regular checks to ensure our delivery, assessment, and learner support meet their standards. As an exam centre, our practice is also overseen by the Joint Council for Qualifications, which ensures that our assessment procedures are secure, fair, and compliant with national regulations. As we are added to the approved list of providers for different local authorities, we're required to meet each LEA's individual quality assurance frameworks, which often include safeguarding audits, curriculum reviews, and compliance checks. Um, Ultimately, we hold ourselves to account through our board of directors, which includes our CEO, who is a psychologist, SENCO, and former head teacher with a background in inclusive education. This leadership team ensures that our provision is evidence based, ethically grounded, and strategically aligned with best practice in SEND and therapeutic education. We currently meet the new government guidelines for alternative provision, including expectations around safeguarding, curriculum quality, learner outcomes, and multi agency collaboration. We actively monitor policy developments to ensure our provision remains compliant and forward thinking. Our quality assurance is multi layered, combining external regulations, internal expertise, and ongoing collaboration with local authorities. That ensures our learners receive a service that is not only safe and effective, but also continuously improving. At Sales Education, we are committed to providing a high quality, person centred service, and that includes being open, transparent, and responsive where concerns arise. We view complaints not as setbacks, but as opportunities to listen, to learn, to improve. If a parent, professional, or commissioner has a concern about any aspect of our service, we follow a clear and structured process. So there'll be an initial contact where concerns can be raised directly with a team member, either verbally or in writing, and we would aim to acknowledge all concerns within 48 hours. There would be an internal review, so the concern would be reviewed by a senior member of staff, often involving our SENCO, Director of Education, or CEO, depending on the nature of the issue. And then resolution and feedback, we'd work collaboratively with the individual or agency to resolve the issue, offering a clear explanation, proposed actions, and a timeline for follow up. And we'd aim to resolve most concerns within 10 working days. Obviously, if the issue cannot be resolved informally, we have a formal complaints procedure that includes written documentation, investigation, and response from our leadership team. We also hold ourselves to account through regular internal reviews led by our board, which includes a SENCO head teacher and a psychologist, external quality assurance from awarding bodies and local authorities, and a commitment to continuous improvement informed by feedback and evidence based practice. We take all concerns really seriously and respond with professionalism, empathy, and a commitment to doing what's right for the learner. Our goal is always to maintain trust, always uphold quality, and to ensure that every learner receives the support that they deserve. So, thank you for taking the time to explore our provision in detail. At Sales Education, we are so proud to offer a psychology informed, person centred approach that supports learners academically, emotionally, and socially, especially those who've struggled to thrive in traditional settings. We really hope the information provided has given you a really clear picture of our commitment to quality, flexibility, and meaningful outcomes. From our accredited qualifications and path planning to our trauma informed practice and SEND expertise, every aspect of our service is designed to meet the unique needs of each learner. If you have any further questions, would like to discuss a potential referral, or are ready to book a package for a student, we would be delighted to speak with you. So please don't hesitate to get in touch. We're here to help. Thanks very much.